All right. Hello. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing great. I hope everyone's doing amazing because I know I am. My name is Chad. I'm a motion designer and I'm just learning to draw. I'm just learning to draw every day just to prove to people that I ain't really that bad. I'm just going to check really quick to see if I'm actually live or not. It doesn't seem like I am yet, so we'll wait for that. And in the meantime, I'm going to let me tell you, I feel like every day I'm on line of action, not line of action, character design. Every day I come on here and I just talk about how great Midjourney is, and it's just, and the thing is, I figured out a way to extend my subscription on it, I guess. Oh my god, look at this. Okay, but I'm gonna stop rambling about Midjourney. Maybe I'll talk about it more next time, but I really just want to talk about how stream. Okay, we're good. Hello. Yes, so the process that I've been doing all this time is not working for me anymore. I'm straight up and just not having fun with it anymore. Just like doing mannequins, drawing heads, sticking to structure, whatever. That's just like, I'm not having fun doing that. And when I'm not having fun doing it, that is when it's just like not doing it for me, and that is when I, resentment or like the feeling of not wanting to do it builds up, right? And that's when things become tedious to you, and that's when, like, you give up on things. And so instead of, there's a, I don't know where I read this, but it was like one of the books that I read. It's like, yes, I know, I think it was on this one YouTuber. He's like a productivity YouTuber or whatever, and he's talking about, yes, that's, I really forgot his name. Maybe when I find it, it's Ali Abdul, something like this. I think that's him. Ali Abdul. YouTuber? Abdal. It's Ali Abdal. Yes, this is the guy. He's got a book. It's called Feel Good Productivity. Great guy, but yeah, he spoke in one of his videos. He spoke about how, yes, you may find your job being boring sometimes, but that doesn't mean that that job is not for you, or that you shouldn't be doing that job, or you should be quitting your job and do something else, because that could be very what's the word, impulsive. And the lesson behind it is that it doesn't always mean, being bored of something or being bored of the process doesn't always mean that it's not for you. Maybe the alternative is just to push through. Now, pushing through can be difficult when you're doing the same thing. It can be very difficult, and it can even, right, push you even more to the brink of like quitting it, right? And so his suggestion is if you're like, well, maybe it's not his suggestion, maybe it's something that I thought about. Let's say you are walking to work along the same path, right? This is the same, maybe like the same commune, maybe the same street that you're walking in, and it's like so boring, like, because you're walking through that path every day. But the key, I think, is just like to have fun with it, to not force yourself to have fun, but like just be open to the world. And so when you're walking the same path every day, just try to notice new things every time you walk by. And so maybe you can look at a tree and just seriously just look at it, not just like go past it. All right, look at that tree and maybe just like have fun just exploring things. Let's say like the example of just like maybe just like doing a tedious task. For example, me, and this is what I'm going to be doing. I've been doing like, you know, drawing mannequins and drawing heads and drawing hands for as long as I remember. Not as long as I remember, but as long as the stream started. And at this point right now, I feel like very bored of it. Like, I don't want to do it anymore. I'll eventually come back to doing it, but what do I do? And I thought about this today, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to draw whatever, because I'm sick of like following these rules. I have to draw the mannequin this way, and I have to draw this cylinder this way, and this box this way, and like I don't like rules generally, and I've been following these rules for at least a couple of months, at least, if not like 4 to 5 months. And I to a certain point, and that makes sense, like it's normal, you just get bored of it because you're following the rules every freaking day, you're going the same path every freaking day. And so just like make it different, you know, maybe just go another path, make it longer, sure, just explore. I've been following these rules, these mannequin rules or whatever, the Loomis method. Maybe I should just like for a few days just like look up or observe beautiful art or things that I genuinely find beautiful, and just try to copy those. That's very much more fun to me than just following these rules and drawing like from real life. You know what I mean? I feel like this applies to a lot of things. People who are generally just like not satisfied with their jobs, they tend to fall into the problem of like, you know, I hate my life. I don't want to do this anymore, and they just like build this like pessimism and depression. And it doesn't need to be that way, because love it or hate it, just jobs in general, one way or another, they will get boring and they will get tedious and they will get exhausting at some point. Life is not easy. Especially in our times. Jobs, like, and doing good and being consistently good in something, and like with the consistent fact of like having consistent competition, and you know the effect on social media on us, and we're always checking social media and seeing people who are always better than us, and we're like, when am I ever going to be enough? And that doesn't seem to be the case. Like, looking at social media, you are never going to be enough, or at least you're never going to be thinking that you're never going to be enough. So these times are very pressure heavy times, and it's like, okay, let me just relax and let me just like take a step back and actually observe what I'm doing. And yes, maybe the way I'm doing things right now is making me hate it, but I can do things differently. And at the end of the day, you know, it's things are not going to change if you don't change them yourself. So I feel like it's a very important lesson to learn. Unfortunately, not a lot of people just go by that. And I know it is easier said than done, and I know that like for a person who's been doing like the same job for 15 years, for an adult, and by the way, I'm just very grateful to be at this young age and having like this realization, and having a job that I genuinely enjoy. You know, I love going to my job. I don't hate it, right? And I'm just very grateful, alhamdulillah, for that. I sort of like sometimes tell myself like, who am I to talk about this, you know? But I've had like some rough patches in my job as well. Like, maybe at this point I'm having fun with it, but like in the past, and in the same job as well, I'm speaking like in the same position in the same job, with the same people, sort of. Like some people, you know, quit it, some people just joined. But anyways, I had like a rough few weeks, and I was like going to my job and I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? I don't like this. I was genuinely contemplating the fact that I'm just going to quit and I'm just going to do things on my own, right? But alhamdulillah, like that went by, and I am where I am right now. And so yeah, moral of the story, just do things differently. Just try to change things, I guess, and shake things up and see if you're still satisfied with it. If you're not, maybe then consider like another solution, right? If you change things and you do feel better about it and you're just having fun, you're gamifying things and you're, you know, things are getting better, maybe you're on the right way. And so even your mood is going to change and your relationships are going to change, and you're you know, things are going, it's going to be like a domino effect where you do this one thing and things are going to lead up to one another, and you're going to see like the effect of this like one simple thing that you've done. So yeah, yeah, so I've rambled. So I'm going to be just looking at art right now, observing, learning from the masters, seeing what the masters do, trying not to put pressure on myself, because sometimes I just look, for example, I look at a composition like this and it's like, how in the world, or when is it that I'm going to be able to make a composition as detailed as this, right? When I'm stuck with drawing a simple head and not even like features included, right? So that kind of like creates a little bit of pressure. So I'm just going to like try to let go of it every time I just like do these sort of like you know, observation sessions. Yeah, I mean, we're speaking about like literal masters who have been practicing their craft for a living, right, for multiple years. And me trying to compare those people to myself is very unfair. And so just having that thought in the back of my head just like makes things a little bit easier. Yeah. Okay, so this artist is Frederic Pilot, or Pilot. Maybe it's in French. It's Frédéric Pilote. Yes, actually it's location France. But dude, the French people, they have the illustration craft and the animation craft. Dude. Behind Japanese, and you know, Japanese have like their own style, the anime style. You have the French, like hands down, French people, crazy. There's this one school, very known school, that teaches French, that teaches animation there. I forgot what it is, what its name is, but it's very well known, and like only the elite go there. Crazy stuff. This is what is this? This is by hand. Oh, so he's drawing this stuff by hand. It's not even digital. Masterful, dog. Masterful. Look at this. Look at this. I'll tell you, Midjourney would never be able to make a drawing as detailed as this, and not have it like, you know, have the leg of the chicken distorted, or just like the leg popping out of its head or something. I mean, it's not at that level yet, you know, we never know. Insane. Incredible. Voleur d'anniversaire. Oh, look at this. This is good. This is so fun. Maybe I'll draw this. How do I take a screenshot? Boom. Screenshot, baby. Copy. Paste it. Oh, this is adorable. What is wrong with bro? Why is he depressed? Oh, look at this. Oh, this is fine. Oh, I like this one. Just look at the flow of the this is not just like about colors or just like about you know, anatomy and how to draw the characters. There's 100 things that go through an artist's head to make it like a piece like this. Look at the compositions, just like how the flow of the image is like actually just like following the hand, and you have like you see the knife, and it just goes down to like his big figure, right? And then you have this person just like in the what do you call it? It's almost like in the corner of the composition, but you can still see it because it's like you have the flow of the composition. It's so masterful, and I just love it. I just love it. One of the most things that I focus on is actually the composition. Even if it's like doodles, if the composition looks great, I'm all down for it. Because it's not easy to make an interesting composition, I feel like. Okay, maybe we'll stop with these two, you know, these are more than enough. Alright, let's go back to Photoshop. Boom. Nope. Boom. There we go. Let's let me nope, don't do that. There we go. Right, I'm hungry, dude. I've been living off of like 1 meal a day, I think. That's not very healthy. I should, you know, go back to taking care of my, you know, protein input. Okay, big circle. Man, I hate drawing big circles. Okay, look at that. That worked, I think. This is like very symmetrical as well, which makes me think that maybe this was done in Photoshop, but or maybe in Procreate. It doesn't matter. But it's just like software is involved in this. But also, I mean, we've seen the dude just draw amazing compositions like on a big canvas in real life. So maybe I'm putting my own limitations on the guy. And then you got this. Maybe it's not that big, but make a little bit easier, a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger. Something like that. And then we have the beard. We have, first of all, we have like this patch over here, and then we have his head actually smaller, and we have the nose. Dude, he looks like he's seen some stuff. He looks very distressed. This is the nose, and we have coming out of here, there's just a beard, just like a big beard. There we go. Now we have the hands. So we have stitches over here, and then where the hands are, we have stitches as well. So I'm just going to Not going to do actual stitches, but... And you see the asymmetry in this? Asymmetry? That makes it... OG dude! OG dude! Hey! 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 OG dude is here! Hey! Hey! How you been, OG dude, man? We missed you, man! We missed you, my brother. How you doing? How's life? What's with the cat in the box? Cat in the box. Alright, we got this hand here. And this here. And so, whoop. And the whoop. And then whoop. There we go. OG dude, talk to me, man. Talk to me. How you doing? How you been, my brother? And something like this. And then we go zoop, and then zoop, right? Oh, wait. This actually sort of like stops here and then comes this way. Whereas this one goes this way, sort of. I'm good, man. Thank you. That's all I need to hear, man. Hopefully you're at your best. Okay, I feel like the hands are a little bit close to, maybe not, yeah, okay, so definitely they are, but that's no problem. There we go. That's one. And then a big puffy one over here. And this is, okay, too close. I kind of messed up the... Wait. Have you got any OG dudes when I wasn't around? There was a couple. They were not as OG as you, though. So you reached a crisis, huh? This is hey, OG dude. I don't know if you met or not, but this is Joe. He helped me in a lot of things, and he's a great artist. He just kind of just being low key about it. So OG dude, Joe. This is OG. Is a great guy. He's been around from the start. Yeah. I forgot what you do. What do you do, OG dude? Actually, it's been a really long time. Are you still in school? We've got these. All right. And then we have his bottom half. Pretty interesting. Talk back. Let's start stream. Yeah, I'm you know, going through things just makes you think, eh? And I just like rambling about it. Puts my brain at ease. You know, sometimes maybe I just like don't find a person to talk about it, and so it's just like I spit it out here. You're fed up with the methodologies, huh? Kind of. I mean, you know, I feel like you're bound to get to a point like that. So, it's okay. It's always okay. There's always something else to do to make things fun. Yeah. The key is to just not stop. You know, if you fall into the trap of like thinking, oh, well, this is not, I'm just got bored and so I'm not gonna do it anymore, that is when the potential is just gone. You're absolutely correct. Feels like you figured out some things. Ah, thank you. The trick is to delete expectations. Now I'm back at making art and stuff. Can't escape this shit. Ah, good for you, man. Good for you. Can you share some of this stuff with us? Yeah. I'm setting my expectations not low, but just like I know that I'm going to get somewhere sooner or later. I'm just like putting in the work, being consistent at it, and that's it. That's all I have in my head right now. Just like be consistent at it, and things will come naturally. I'm sure of it. Like I genuinely believe it. Like with with the will of my creator, obviously. Any prospects in future personal projects though? What do you mean? What does that mean? Oh, you know what? You gave me a great idea. Maybe I should just get back to making like full on illustrations. I think that's an amazing idea. Seems like you're at it, drawing and practicing and figuring out as a chore. As I said once, doing the real thing is a whole skill level on its own. Yeah, it's a whole process, and it's like I said, and like it may take years. Obviously, things are different for different people, but I feel like drawing, especially, is not a skill that you pick up like in a year or two. Maybe you can pick it up in a year or two, but not in a month or two. Those shoes are curved, man. They're curved. What about motion? You give it a break, dude. I have not been doing motion, honestly. I think it's because like at my job I'm doing graphic, and so like my job like currently is taking most of my time. And I'm not saying this is like oh, I hate it, my job is taking my time. Like actually I'm just genuinely having fun with it. But yeah, I want to get back to it and see what I'm feeling about it, because I took a long break from doing motion, right? And I'm getting to a point where I'm thinking, oh, do I really want to do motion anymore? You know what I mean? Maybe cell animation, maybe I'll get back into that. If like my skills get better at drawing, maybe I'll be able to draw multiple frames of the same thing consistently. But yeah, I have not been doing motion in a long time. What are your objectives? What do you expect to do with all this knowledge, though? You wanted to use your own drawn hands to make motion design, right? Yeah, so that was the purpose at first. That was the purpose, but as you might know, I don't know if you went through this or not, but just like things change as you go, really, and your goals change as you go. And so my goal is not that anymore. Maybe, it's, if I get better at it, it's like the option is always there. Like if I'm better at drawing hands, which I am, you're gonna turn into a prompter. We'll talk. That's funny. We're gonna talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. But if I got better at drawing, you know, generally, drawing hands and having the ability to use it in motion is always there. Like, the option is always there. But for now, I'm just straight up, like, actually doing this for fun. Like, I'm just doing this strictly for fun, and it's something that I'm keeping. Like, I just want to acquire this knowledge, and that's it. You know what I mean? I'm not even thinking about monetizing it at the moment. Like I said, if I get better, maybe I'll think about monetizing it. But for now, currently at this very moment, I'm just strictly doing it for fun, and that's it. Just doing it for the fun of it, doing it for, you know, having like actually something that I'm consistent with, you know, doing it for, you know, as what's the word? I forgot what the word is. As not basic, but like, I'm doing it for the people, like you. Like, I love talking to people, and you know, I love talking to people with different experiences, and so I'm doing it for that reason as well. But no other reason really. I failed again as a backseater. Yeah, I know how to bring you out. I know how to make you right in the chat. So yeah, prompting. You want to talk about that? Yeah. It's a man. You cannot. I had a whole different idea about, you know, image generation as in general, but like, it changed. It really changed. Yeah. Where do I even start? I know. I really like something when I start just like geeking on it. Like with Midjourney, I'm using Midjourney, by the way. With Midjourney, I was just genuinely having fun, just like reading the documentation, right? And usually the documentation, as you know, in my experience at least, usually the documentation is like the most boring thing you can ever do, right? Especially in documentation with like you know, programming language or whatever, right? It's very boring. It's very long. But it was never the case with the documentation of Midjourney. Like, I was genuinely having fun, just like exploring all the parameters and all the tips and tricks that I can do to get like the perfect image and everything like that. And so it's you know, at first it's hard to get like what you want. Obviously, the more you talk to it, the more you learn how to talk to it. And by the way, this is like me talking. When I say talk to it, I mean talking to the bot. For whoever doesn't know what Midjourney is or how image generation works, it's like you enter a text, you get an image with the description that you wrote in the text. It's amazing. Like, at first, like I said, I struggled with it a little bit, but the more I knew, like I said, about parameters and how, you know, it actually works, I know the possibilities are endless with it. I like to say that AI gives the false confidence of knowledge how the craft works. Want contest on how contest on how good it became, though. Let me read that again. I'd like to say that AI gives the false confidence of knowing how the craft works. Yeah, it seems dumb to me, very dumb, that people think that some people, and it's, unfortunately it's true, like, these people are out there, that people think that when they do AI art and they make AI art, they think they're artists, or they think that they deserve the same acknowledgement, or the same, I forget the words. They deserve the same acknowledgement as the person. So for example, let's take like the example of like two people. Let's say Yu-Gi-Oh, the author of Yu-Gi-Oh, he's called Kazuki Takahashi. Let's take him for example. He's got like a distinct style in his manga, right? So if you go check out Kazuki Takahashi right now, and his art is very beautiful. It's like shaded, and it's like almost 3D, and it's beautiful. I really love Kazuki Takahashi's art. And then you have Kazuki Takahashi, right? And you have a nerd here just like going to Midjourney and just going like, draw me a monster or a girl in the style of Kazuki Takahashi. And in Midjourney, by the way, you have the ability to to implement in your prompt to use an image reference, and so it would make it way easier for Midjourney to literally copy the style of that artist. And so if comparing these two, who would you give more appreciation or acknowledgement to? Obviously the artist, right? The Kazuki Takahashi in this case. And so it's very dumb to think that you have done something or that you deserve the appreciation by just entering a couple of words. It's very dumb, and it's absurd to me, and it's absurd how people think they deserve it. It's an outsourcing scheme. You are paying the price still. On the ones that are on the cards are mostly from different artists anyways. Wait, outsourcing scheme? You are paying at the price still? The ones that are on the cards. What do you mean? What cards are you talking about? Are mostly from different artists anyways. Are you talking about Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or what kind of cards are you talking about? Paying the price. Takashi was responsible for the manga is thing. He was responsible for the manga, and he for a period of time he actually I do know that for a period of time he was responsible for drawing some of the cards, like some of the spell cards, the monsters, and the trap cards. This was like mid in the OG ones. Yes, some of the OG ones he drew, and that's it. Like that ended with the first generation of Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know if you know about Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's like divided into generations. So after that, Yu-Gi-Oh became a big game, and it's like you have OCG and TCG, and it's played all over the world and stuff like that. And so obviously you need to hire more people. You're not gonna have Takahashi just draw all of the cards. But when he was alive, Takahashi is dead, by the way. When he was alive, sometimes he would come back and draw some cards that are like for anniversaries, for example, or some cards that are like OG cards, but like with another artwork. For example, he drew the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, but it's another monster, but it's like the same name. Yu-Gi-Oh is very complicated right now, but yeah, sometimes he would come back to draw certain cards, but most of the work is done by other artists. And so coming back to Midjourney, it's very sad to think that people deserve the appreciation, the same appreciation as the actual artists who put their blood and sweat into their craft, and for like a kid to just like enter a prompt and win contests have been won with AI art. Art contests have been won by AI art, and it's very sad to see that some of the boomers don't see the difference, or can't pick up whether it's AI art or not. And so yeah, what I'm loving about it is, now you might question that with my position in this, you might think that I do hate AI art, and I don't. I love it. I think your case is very intriguing, being critical of it, yet making a living with it as of now. Yeah, that's the thing. I think if you want to use AI art, or no, if you want to use AI art, use it for something other than commercializing it. You know what I mean? This is very complicated to explain, but I'm trying to explain it I'm trying to pick up the right words. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just trying to pick up my thoughts. My position with it is this: if you're if you are pretending to be an artist, like if your job is like, I'm an artist, I make commissions, you know, I take commissions, and I'm going to draw for you whatever you ask me to. And if you're pretending to be doing that, just like any other artist who, like I said, will learn their craft for actual, like, literal years to get to a point where they're actually able to do, you know, to do what they're doing. If you're pretending to be that person, that's very scummy, and you should stop. Right? It's very scummy. It sucks. You're gonna have people doing that, you know, either way, and that's just like the way it is. But with my case, I feel like I'm doing it to make social media posts, you know, and with a startup, you know, with a startup I'm working in, the number of people you can have in a startup is very limited. So we're almost 10 people in the startup, and I am the only. Seems like you're feeling how art is filtering you in the technical area, huh? Wait, and seems like you're feeling how art is filtering you in the technical area. Filtering? Art is filtering me? What does that mean? I'm sorry, sometimes I don't get what you mean, and maybe I don't know if it's like maybe my English is not my first language. So yeah, but what was I saying? Yeah, so in the startup I'm working in, I'm the how art is difficult. Yeah, seems like you're feeling how art is difficult for you. Yeah. Art, it is difficult in the technical area, you know, but it's where the difference is how many hours you put into it. And so if you're putting 8 hours on, and you know, a day for it, the technical, you know, difficulty is gonna fade out way sooner than a person doing like an hour a day, which is, you know, my case. Not even my case, I'm doing less. Right? But yeah, technical difficulties, you know, you're gonna meet them. However, you don't meet technical difficulties in AI art, which is the part that like makes it sucky in a sense. And so, but going back to explain how I'm using it in a startup for social media posts. And like I said, in a startup we have like a very limited number of like personnel, and so I'm the only senior artist there, and I have like a junior artist that I'm just like doing teaching and doing work with. And so instead, let's say I'm making like 7 social media posts for a week every day, with you know, without using AI, using the traditional tools like, you know, Photoshop, Illustrator, backseating the junior. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes, you know, I tend to like give, you know, the juniors sort of like liberty, just to like to express themselves. I don't want to like enforce my style on them. But yeah, anyways, let's forget about the juniors. What was I saying? Did I always forget what I was saying? Yeah, so with, you know, with using the regular tools, Illustrator, Photoshop, or just, you know, straight up just Canva, it would take me, you know, making one post a day. I can, you know, easily make one post a day using like the traditional, you know, means. But with AI, I can just easily just like, obviously the more you're used to it and the better you're at it, the faster the process is going to get. But enter a prompt, get an image that I want, put that in a social media post, done. You know, and sort of like, okay, maybe this is how I think at it. I think at it in more like a time saving. Yeah. A time saving tool. It saves so much time and it gives you incredible results. Like for the time that you save, Like the ratio between the time that you save and the quality of the results you get is exponential. It's mind blowing, and that's like maybe the thing that I'm most amazed by. You know, it gives you pretty interesting how social media became a place where spamming advertising is the only way you can promote things. That's true. That's true. Spamming. Spamming is a harsh word, I feel like. Yeah, no, I wouldn't call it spamming. I would call it just being competitive. Because, and love it or hate it, you have competition in whatever field you're doing, right? Even like actual artists who are like learning to how to draw. You have 100 of other artists, probably way better than you, just making art and getting paid, and you somehow, one way or another, you need to be a competitor to these people, and so you have to bring yourself out there and just like put your work out there for people to see. It doesn't matter how the thing looks, just spam the AI art everywhere and let the clicks come. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Maybe some people are doing that, and you know, whatever, good for them, but I do not agree with that. Usually what I do is just try to pick a distinctive style with you know, with my prompts, and just to try to make it different, you know. A lot of ads I see right now, you know, we're in the, you know, AI field, like we actually, it's mostly gambling websites. They just pick gibberish and they make really, that's very interesting. I didn't know that. I did not know that. That's very interesting. Man, that is very interesting. Gambling websites, eh? That's funny. But yeah, I tend to like make, you know, have different styles, make different things, just like explore, just like the way I'm exploring different artists on my streams. You know, I love to make it different. They literally picked the Black Wukong game, paste it into the template and send it. That's so funny. Wow. Yeah, it's I mean, you know, websites like this are going to be scummy one way or another. If they're not being scummy by using AI art, they're going to find a way to be scummy in any other way, you know? So, you know, I wouldn't really I wouldn't really be surprised with using, you know, this AI stuff. It sucks, and it's like I said, so it's going to fall in the wrong hands, and you know, I think people are just going to know, just like people know. At least you guys seem like you have standards, even though I don't agree with AI, that AI will empower with the type of value I find appealing. Even though I don't agree that AI will empower. Wait, is it, I feel like I'm having a stroke reading that word sentence. Even though I don't agree that AI will empower with the type of value I find appealing. Oh, you mean like you're never going to like find AI art appealing? Is that what you mean? It's kind of empty. Hmm. Uh, have you? Okay, let me ask you this: have you actually tried prompting or tried using Midjourney? Because I'm using Midjourney. I don't know about the other, you know, models. It's just a filler episode, not even a funny one. Have you guys used Midjourney before? Yes, I'm a tech savvy. Just like, yeah. Okay, so you have used it, and how's your experience with it? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how good do you rank yourself How good do you think you are with Midjourney? Maybe just do the eyes. I don't know. I just make them, and they just exist. Okay. So what I assume. Why should I measure myself with the product of others? Okay, no, I'm just trying to get to. I can only accept the result. Yeah. So the point I'm trying to get is this. When I first started using Midjourney, it was like giving me the same style over and over again, no matter what I ask, right? It's Midjourney, and now I'm speaking about Midjourney, right? I don't know about the other models, but I'm speaking about generative images with Midjourney, okay? So Midjourney has a default style that it applies if you don't give it enough information, right? So if you write in the prompt /imagine a cat and hit enter, it will give you cats, sure, but it will fill in the creative areas with its own default style. And so mostly you're gonna have, like, more example, painterly cats, or like different colors or whatever. Like, it's going to have like this distinct style that Midjourney gives when you don't give it enough information. So in the prompt, and this is like a tip that I actually taught people in an event that I attended. If you don't give enough information, it will give you creative results, no doubt, but you, as the prompter, will have less control over the image that you generate. And so you need to like specify the subject. You need to specify the environment, the foreground, the background. If you're having multiple subjects, who's on the left, who's on the right, stuff like that, right? And so the more I talked about it, and yeah, so you said about how like you're never going to like its style. Trust me, AI has, I wouldn't say illimited, because that's like a big feat, but almost the styles that you can generate on Midjourney are almost limitless. And I'm saying this like with full confidence, because I've seen what people have done with it. Like, you have a very wide range of styles that it can do anything really. Like, I know that like I sound like I'm religiously love Midjourney, but it can do anything in any style. Just write the right prompt. If you're not giving it the right information, and you're not using the right parameters, for example, it will not give you what you want, and naturally you will hate it. But if you study it and you get good at it, it will work in your favor, trust me. Not like I don't like their style, since they're scrapped, the ones that I liked. Yeah. So yeah, it all depends on the prompt that you write. If it's a good prompt, and you tell it to steal, quote unquote, I mean, not even a quote unquote, just literally it steals the style of a specific artist or whatever, the result will depend on how detailed your prompt is, right? And so if you give it a dumb prompt, it will give you dumb results with the style of that artist. If you give it a good prompt, it will give you a good result with the prompt of that, with the style of that artist. But I think it's naive that AI will empower the person using it with no purpose other than using it as a filler. The person empowering. Okay, explain what empower the person using is. What do you mean? If the product itself is lackluster, AI imagery will not help. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Yeah, if the product. Okay, so you're talking about Midjourney itself. You're sort of losing me here. I don't know what you mean exactly. Can you elaborate? In general, I guess. But I think it's naive that AI will empower the person using it with no purpose other than using it as a filler. If the product itself is lackluster, the AI imagery, I can assure you, Midjourney is not lackluster. By the way, this is something that I see right now. The feet right here are very close to one another. These one are not. By empower, I mean given its value in intentional and laboral products. I think I really still don't understand how you look at it, but like I said at the beginning, the way I look at it is if you're using AI and pretending that it's like, and not even pretending, and being proud that you have achieved that result and just like boasting about it and just like, look at my art, I made this, and you really didn't do it, you just wrote a prompt, that I just genuinely hate from the bottom of my heart. Like for example, with the stuff that I do, okay, yeah, give me an example. But for example, with the stuff that I do, I don't deny that this is AI art. Cover albums made with AI. Okay, interesting. Okay, I've seen a lot of good, really good AI album covers. For the naive, it will look pretty and appealing. True. Hey Emily, hello Emily, how are you doing? For the naive, it will look pretty and appealing. That's true, that's true. Okay. I hope okay. For the ones that are aware, they are aware how that process of AI was an attempt of undermining an intentional labor of cover art. Okay, so what's your point here? Like, I don't understand like what your point is. Okay, so an album cover was made with AI, so what? Are you talking about the fact that, somebody else, like an actual artist, could have made that art, and that's like not fair? Is that what you mean? If the person behind the album is capable of being unthoughtful, why anyone would care to listen to the music? That's interesting. Why do you think the person making the album is the actual music is unthoughtful by using with the fact that he used AI to make the cover? I think it would be interesting if, because they chose to not think about it. Okay, let me tell you this. What would you think if they used their lyrics? They never wanted to collaborate with anyone. Okay, let me listen. What would you think if they used the lyrics of the music, if it had any lyrics, in the prompt to generate the image that they used in their album. I think that would be pretty cool to see the you know, the interpretation of what Midjourney, or you know, any sort of like model, what the output is, you know. And by the way, I think you're talking about like sort of like indie artists here, because I don't think big artists you know, I think they outsource the album cover to other people. They don't do it themselves. But like I said, I think if they use their own lyrics, for example, as a prompt to generate an image that sort of like would convey their message, I think that would be pretty cool. What about an artist collaborating with the musician to make something more meaningful than an outsourced product? I think that's fine as well. I think that's fine as well. If okay, look. So your problem is people have no standards anymore. They just pass work to another person without any consideration about their reputation and their pride. So you think outsourcing work is a bad thing? You know, delegating something to, because for example, in the example of the musician, I mean, at the end of the day, he's a musician. He's not an illustrator or a graphic designer, and so it would be better if he can focus on his music, focus on his craft. It would be better if he can focus on his music, focus on his craft, and make a really good product out of that, than splitting his energy and his thought process into with the music and with the you know, design aspect of it. Well, if the product is made with scrapped art, if the product was made with non-copyrighted material, then it would ethically be understandable. Okay, so that's not only an issue with AI, that's something way back in economy of scale. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think the way you look at it is that AI art is stealing other people's art, and you know, somebody else is using that bot, or that, you know, AI model is taking that and, you know, commercializing it and or monetizing it. And I don't think I'm in the same position, because on one thing we agree on one thing. We agree on the fact that AI art is absolutely scrapped, and it's like taking art from all over the internet, and it's unfathomable, really, the amount of information that AI is taking in right now. I'm not talking about like imagery, I'm talking about text from all over the internet, from the regular internet that we, you know, check every day, from our social media, from the deep web even. It misses nothing, right? Someone is going to pay the price. Children will work for the Nike's pairs, and the brand holders will drink wine and eat lobster. Okay, now we're going into like problems that are not even, you know, AI related anymore. And like you said, it's always been the case for hundreds of years, and you know, that's the way it is. And so, you know, adding AI to it is not going to really make a difference. Like I said, it's going to fall into the wrong hands, and you know, it will be used. It will be used, be it for good or for bad. It will be used, and you really can't stop it. You know, we may sit here and talk and whine about it, but gotta think about it. Do you use explosion as an advantage for you? Okay, an explosion? as an advantage for you. So, okay, I think we're not on the same page. I think you're just talking about like, I really don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the fact that people are using, okay, exploitation. I'm sorry. So do you use exploitation as an advantage for you? Exploitation. So are you saying that using AI art is a form of exploitation, and exploitation of the actual artists that that have their art scrapped? Is that what you mean? Just so we're on the same page. Yes or no? Well, if you don't have a mutual agreement to how the value is distributed, it is. They never gave a compensation. Now think about the work structure. I think I'm trying to structure my thoughts here, but I don't fully agree with you. Someone is getting all that money, someone is getting the short end of the stick. I don't okay, here's why I don't fully agree. Like, I agree with all like the, you know, with all the scummy ways that this can be used to make the money and have like the actual people who have like their art scrapped be like at the end of the barrel. But let me tell you this. Let's say I'm trying to make an illustration, for example. Okay, and so in my workflow personally, the first thing I do is gather inspiration, right? And so what I would do is, for example, go on Pinterest and I would look at art and take art that I like and I will put it in a mood board. You know, I would have a mood board with, you know, the colors that I like, with the compositions that I like, with the feel that I like, and I would just like take a few, you know, images from Pinterest or whatever website, right? And put them in a mood board, and from there I would like take inspiration and I would just like start my canvas. And so that's very nice process. Mood boards are peak. Okay, nice, we agree on that. And so now imagine a machine, right? Imagine a robot, a machine doing the same thing as I'm doing, but on a scale that's like very on another level, like exponential. That's like me going on Pinterest and picking a few images, right, and putting them in a mood board. This robot goes on the whole internet, on the whole of the internet, and just like takes all the art, right, if not all, like most of it, and just like puts it in a big mood board that, you know, we would call like its database or whatever they call it, right? And so when the same way I'm looking at my mood board and then, you know, doing my illustration, this robot is, you know, looking at all of the stuff that he's seen and, you know, giving the output, right? So what's the difference there? You know, is there really a difference? Why do I have to comply to the machine? You don't really have to. Who says you have to comply to the machine? The machine is just doing what I have done, but on a whole other level. That's the only thing, you know? So I really, you know, there's big difference, obviously, but it's the same process. I feel like it's the same process. That's why I really don't think, because I can adopt, me as a human, I can adopt the style of another artist. The machine cannot reveal itself to the world. Okay, but that's where you come into play though. If you are pretending that that is your art and not art that made by a machine, that's scummy. That sucks. If you make that art and you explicitly say that this art is not, is made by AI, then that's fine. I think that's fine. The machine cannot see beauty outside of the given samples. That does not matter. Why does it matter? Right? If you're trying to make AI art, why does it matter? If you have in the back of your head how the process works, it wouldn't really matter, would it? And the last statement, that machines cannot see beauty outside of the given sample, it definitely cannot see beauty. I agree with you, because you use AI art as a product, and then you would be correct. As a product? No, okay, so the way you're talking about, like my specific case, right? Because the way I use AI art is, I wouldn't take the outcome of Midjourney and straight up just use it as it is. I actually sometimes use parts of it. Sometimes I just made some modifications to it, clean some parts, do this, do that, right? So I have like a workflow of my own to get like to a product that I genuinely like. So I'm using it as a tool, really, not as a last product thing, If you buy Coke and give it to your coworker, what does that mean? Okay, so what do you mean by Coke, first of all? Are you talking about like the white powder, or a can of Coke? If you make a homemade cookie and give it to your coworker, what does that mean? Bro is crying. Okay, I feel like we talked about AI art too much, and I'm getting tired. Honestly, I need to get some Z's. The can. Okay, I do not buy Coca-Cola cans, because Coca-Cola supports genocide. So I don't like that example. All right. That was a really, really thought-provoking conversation, Joe, and I just love having those conversations. I really love it. Thank you so much for being here. I'm genuinely grateful for your presence. I don't know if OG dude is still watching, still following, or Emily is still following. I think they zoned out. Oh man. Emily is still here. Emily. Hey, let us see when the illustration of yourself when you're done, eh? Don't forget. But I'd like to see what your thoughts. What's the difference, the meaning? Not paying attention though. That's okay. That's okay. But I'd like to see what your thoughts. What's the difference, the meaning? Okay. I'm gonna post it tomorrow. Nice, Emily. It is so. Yeah, you're pretty fast at it. That's really good. My thoughts. What's the difference? What's the meaning? Okay. The difference. Okay, so what do you? Can you elaborate, please? Or maybe okay, don't elaborate. We'll keep that conversation for another day, because really, I'm tired. It's a little CB man. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. I'm so excited to see it. Dude, can you imagine if we can like make comments on, other people's, profile pictures on YouTube? That would be fun. Oh, you're talking about your example? If you make a homemade cookie and give it to a coworker, what does that mean? I really don't understand where you're getting at with that example. If I give a coworker a cookie, then it means nothing. It means that I gave him a cookie. Can you like make it closer to what we're talking about? Okay. Okay. So you think, okay, I think I know, I understand now where you're getting at. The action of gifting is the same. Oh, okay. That's gifting, all right? So, oh, come on. Does is or does it, I don't know, being homemade or bought the supermarket do any difference for you? The cookie, if it's good, if it's got, you know, if it's healthy, if it's a healthy, you know, cookies are not healthy, generally. But if it's good, if it tastes good, like let's take taste as a, you know, parameter here. If it tastes good, then it really doesn't make a difference for me. But I think this example doesn't apply to AI art. I don't know why you're picking this example. Because the cookie is, even if it's made in a factory, it's made by the machine that mixes the dough. You're focusing on the material things. I want to talk about the meaning. Okay, let's not. I'm not okay. I need to get to sleep. Thank you so much for being here, Joe. I really love these conversations, but I just, I'm done with this. At least today. We'll talk about it another day. All right. Okay, I'm just going to dip right now. Thank you so much, Emily. Thank you so much for being here. OG, dude. I don't know if you're here or not, but I love you. Just don't turn into a full-fledged prompter. If you buy a Coke for him, then it's not much thought. If you make a cookie, then you put more thought into it. Is that what you mean, Joe? Okay, please, let's not this conversation again. Please, I'm going to end the stream. All right. Okay, we'll finish this tomorrow, inshallah. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and peace out. Get a gold star. Okay, peace out, please, guys. All right, see ya. Bye bye.